everybody, and welcome to the Punchboard Report. My name is Blake Ryder. Today we will be looking at Passtally. Passtally was designed by Masaki Suga and published by Pandasaurus Games. Passtally is an abstract strategy game where you are going to be moving pieces of your color around the perimeter of a board and then adding pieces and stacking pieces on the board that have like squiggly maze-like patterns on them to connect your dots and ultimately trying to make it more challenging for your opponents, hopefully at the same time. So let's get it set up on the table. I'll give you guys a brief overview and then we'll come back for some thoughts. Okay, this is Passtally set up for 2 players, and at the beginning of the game, players are going to alternate turns and place these pieces around the perimeter of the board, and then the game will begin. Now, on your turn, you have there are 2 possible actions, and you do 2 actions, and you can do each action once or 1 action twice. The actions are simple. The first action is you can take one of these of your color and move it 1 or 2 spaces around the perimeter of the board. The other action you can do is place a piece from one of these stacks on the board, ultimately trying to connect your dots. So theoretically, I could do that. I could also then do something like this. And now my green dot will be connected there, and my green dots are connected there. After your turn, you then tally the number of passes. So a pass is the number of tiles that it passes through, but a pass is also the height of the tile. So theoretically, these are all level 1, so this will be 1, 2 passes, okay? So after you count the number of passes, we then go to the score sheet, and we see 2 passes. The 2 to 3 passes are worth 2 victory points, so you would get 2 victory points. However, you could see if you hit over 55 passes in one turn, that's worth 15 points, and it's a sliding scale. And like I said, you could stack these, so you see this one right here, that one is on level 2 because it's on top of 2 other tiles, so that one would count as 2 passes. So if I'm green and I'm tallying my score for this turn, it would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it passes through this one again, so it counts again, is 9. So that would be 9. And then you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is 4, okay, because this is on level 4. So that is 9. So both are 9, so we have a total of 18 passes. And we see over here that 18 passes falls in this range and would be worth 6 victory points. And that's the game. The game also comes with this fun little tool that you can see here, and this is could be used to measure the height of a stack because sometimes the board gets a little cluttered, and it makes it a little easier to measure. So you play until either one player gets 50 points or one of these stacks is emptied. You finish the round, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So there you have it. That's Passtally. So let's talk about it. What did I like? First off, aesthetically, these colors pop. This thing looks really nice on the table. You know, it doesn't have a huge table presence because the board is small, but those pieces, the box, the colors on the board, those pastel-rich colors, really looks nice. The tiles are nice and thick. They stack well. I really solid there. As far as the gameplay itself, you know, it's a bit samey over and over again. It's a bit repetitive. It's a puzzle. This is a straight-up puzzle game. And if you like puzzling things, visual puzzles, trying to work patterns out, this is a game that you might like. For me personally, you know, this game, I know how I think part of being a gamer is you have to recognize your downfalls. And for me, I'm going to stare at this board until I find the perfect move for my, you know, position in the tiles that are there. You know, and that could take a long time. It's funny. I bought this game at Gen Con in 2019, and my buddy that I was there with said to me, Blake, if you get this game, I'm not going to play this with you unless we have a timer. Otherwise, there's no way we're going to ever get through a game. And I realized that. I agree with him. But I bought it anyway, and, you know, I don't think I ever played it with him specifically. But, you know, like I said, it's the kind of game where, you know, a player who is good at the game and who's played it a bunch and knows how to do this well is going to completely dominate somebody who is new to the game or is not as good. A superior opponent is going to consistently dominate an inferior opponent. So that if you're playing in a situation like that and you like this game and you know you want to keep playing it in an unbalanced scenario, you might want to think about, you know, adjusting that sliding scale for the victory points, for the number of passes, to kind of balance it out, because otherwise someone who's good at this game is going to consistently beat someone who's inferior. That said, for evenly matched opponents, it could actually be a very, very good competitive game because you have to balance, you know, are you going to try to connect your own pieces, or are you going to try to mess it up for your opponents, or hopefully do a little bit of both at the same time? So that's what this game is all about. I think that there is definitely a crowd for this game. Those people that crave puzzles, that crave analysis and staring, and really want to get really deep into crunching this type of problem. And that there's a crowd for that, and those people will like this game. Me personally, you know, I had fun with it. It's not something I'm going to actively seek out on the table repetitively, but that said, if someone ever asked me if I want to play, I would say happily, I'll happily play. You know, I'm going to do my best to not take a ton of time on my turn, but, you know, I just know myself as a gamer. I might take a little while. So, you know, that's what I can offer. Anyway, if any of this sounded interesting to you for this game, check it out. And thanks again for watching. I'm Blake Ryder.